Well, there's a ghost that lives in our attic, and we think it may be the man who had the house built in 1912, a dentist whose last name is Lemley. Sam was always literally spooked out when he stayed over here because he alone would hear this ghost walking around in the attic right above his bedroom and walking down the stairs from the attic. He eventually told David what was going on. David, who had had ghost experiences in his past, said, "Oh, I believe you," but hadn't yet experienced it, and then himself experienced it a few years later.
We almost always had dinner every night together and just talking about everything under the sun. The boys would be laughing their heads off. I always thought they were so funny. And then they are. I mean, when the three of them get together, they are so hilarious. So they would put on big shows, I think, for us a lot of times just to see if they can make us, spit food out or something.
I knew Adam would be a scientist. He just is, analytical minded, and that's kind of how he thinks about everything in kind of scientific terms. And he's been that way since he was born. Seth's a little more, somewhere in the middle, kind of the typical middle child, I would say. And then Sam is a bit of the wild child.
Adam was a real matter of fact. Seth was very sort of diplomatic, but very balanced right and left brain, and then Sam comes along. He's very right brain, very intuitive.
And by the way, it's no accident that it's only David and Sam who have experienced the ghost in our house, because it would take somebody who, is sensitive and right brain to be open to a ghost trying to make itself known to you.
Sam is the emotional one. Seth is, kind of the one that spells it all out. Let's put an outline, kind of a look at all the options. And Adam is the kind of the analytical one. So I think when there's any kind of struggles or any kind of obstacles, they all put their heads together, bring their own individual strengths to the table.
I don't know that I've ever heard those boys tell each other that they love each other. But I think they would die for each other. I think they love each other so much that they can't imagine their own lives without one of them there.
The sum is, I think, better than the parts. And the parts are awesome, so you've got an awesome sum, awesome byproduct on that whole thing.